This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
Okay, let's dive into a small story that honestly reveals something huge about how a society can work. And it all kicks off with a feeling I bet every single one of us knows really well.
You know that feeling, right? That sudden, sinking feeling in your stomach? That jolt of pure panic? Your mind just starts racing, retracing every single step, and your heart starts pounding. Yeah, we've all been there. Maybe it's your wallet, your keys, or something that really hits home, like your kid's favorite toy. In that one moment, it's like the rest of the world just disappears, doesn't it? But what if the place you lived had like a built-in response to that panic? A simple, almost automatic cultural habit that could change that whole experience. Let's take a look at what that's all about. So in Japan, it all starts with this really core idea. The default setting isn't finders keepers. Nope, it's more like a shared responsibility for anything that's been lost. It's this fascinating, unspoken social contract. And the way it works is actually super simple. You've got two main options. One, you take the lost item to a koban. That's a small, local police box you can find in pretty much every neighborhood. Or two, you just leave it somewhere really obvious, somewhere visible, trusting like the owner is going to retrace their steps and spot it. And it's that second option, that simple act of trust, that's where our story really kicks off. It's all about a tiny little object and the massive message it sent without anyone saying a single word. All right, so picture this. It's a quiet street late at night. There's that little chill in the air, you know? The kind that makes you kind of hunch your shoulders and stick your hands in your pockets. And along the curb, you've got trash bags, all lined up and ready for pickup in the morning. A totally normal, everyday kind of scene. But then, tucked away among all those bags, there was something off, something that just didn't belong. And it caught someone's eye as they were walking by. It was a small Winnie the Pooh doll, just sitting there, right next to the trash. You know, if that garbage truck had come in the morning, that would have been it, gone forever. So here's the question. What would you do? I mean, a lot of people might just think, it's an old toy. Some would just walk right by. Maybe someone else would even scoop it up. It's one of those split-second decisions, right? But the person who saw this little doll, they didn't do any of those things. They actually stopped. And they chose to do something different, something pretty amazing, actually. See, they didn't take it, but they also didn't just leave it there to its fate. First, they picked it up and gently dusted it off. Then, they found a clean, clear plastic bag and put the doll inside. And finally, they took a moment and wrote just two simple words on the bag. Lost item. That's all it said, just two words. They then set the doll, now protected and clearly identified, back down respectfully, but this time on its own. It was like a silent signal to the owner, saying, hey, what you're looking for, it's still here. But here's the thing, that one person's small act, that was just the beginning. The real story, the bigger story, started to unfold the next morning when the whole city began to wake up. So as people start heading to work, to school, they all see this little doll sitting there in its clear bag. And what's amazing is nobody touched it. Nobody saw it as a free toy. Nobody saw it as trash that needed to be moved. It just stayed right where it was left. It was almost as if the entire street had made this silent agreement, this silent covenant. The message was crystal clear, and everyone got it without a single word being spoken. This isn't ours, so our job is to protect it for whoever it does belong to. That one act of honesty, it became contagious. And this, right here, is where this little story about a doll on a quiet street suddenly gets a lot bigger. It becomes a question that kind of turns a mirror back on every single one of us and on our own communities. I mean, really think about it for a second. How many times have we found something that wasn't ours and just thought, hey, lucky me? Or how many times have we seen some small injustice and just told ourselves, it's not my business? Or maybe we've just dismissed a kid's lost toy as something, small and not a big deal. Because what this whole story shows so beautifully is that real honesty, it isn't about some grand gesture, It's not about making a big speech. Its true essence is actually something much, much quieter. Here's the real takeaway. Honesty is that small decision you make in a moment when you're pretty sure nobody else is watching. That's the moment. That one little decision, well, it reveals everything about who you really are.
So maybe the final thought here is this. If we make it a habit, if we build a culture of protecting the rights of others in all the small things, then our own rights will be protected when the big things come along. It's a silent covenant, one that gets built one small, honest act at a time.